And we are back. I'm the Dad Panther Righty streamer content creator. We're talking XDefiant, brand new game and information from Tom Clancy, and we're going to talk about everything we know for right now. Click allow. Feels good talking about another Tom Clancy game, but let's get into it. The countdown has officially started. We have new information. Finally, we've got information on this game, and we're talking Tom Clancy's XDefiant. Now, we did a previous video on were the devs defiant? Were they not giving us what we want as a community? Just having the conversation. Check that out. Hit the subscribe button. 0 to 1,000. Let's go. It's a free to play. It's a fast-paced arena shooter that combines intense gunplay. Mind you, they really wanted to let you know gunplay is where their focus was gunplay. Okay, so gunplay with personalized loadouts and specialized factions as a team of gunfighters called Defiants. Battle for domination. That's what they're saying. Hey, look, and they're like, hey, look, if you sign up for the beta, it's a closed beta, so you have to worry about the NDA, so you can't say anything or stream it like that. That's going to start August 5th. Okay, I'm already registered. You don't have to ask me twice. Now, the personalized play style is what they're talking about. You're Defiant. You can create it where it's like to your gameplay. You choose your faction, your traits, and your abilities, and your ultra, and you select an arsenal of primary and secondary weapons, attachments, and devices to complete your loadout. Then you can tweak it on the fly in an ever-changing battlefield. So what does that mean? That means every time you die, you can reload not just the gun, but literally whatever skill sets you're using and whatever strategy you were doing with your team. So you can change stuff on the fly. Now, competitive clashes. Tom Clancy's XDefiant offers various competitive 6v6 arena and linear game modes, such as domination and escort. Combine that with a large pool of uniquely designed maps in rotation, for no two matches will ever feel the same. Now, we have diverse factions. You got the Wolves, the Outcasts, Cleaners, and Echelon. Factions battling across the iconic locations from Ubisoft. Just as a starting point, they're going to keep adding to the cast of Defiance and mini maps for years to come. Now, I know you've got questions, right? So hopefully my goal is to answer these questions. This was developed by Ubisoft San Francisco. Now, even though there is no date on when this game will come out, we do know that it will be available for current gen systems, next gen systems, and PC. No conversation on cross-play, progression or anything like that yet, but I'll keep you posted. Also, this game will have a closed beta. Now, what does that mean? It's going to be behind a NDA, so you can't stream it, you can't talk about it, but the feedback is important, and they're asking people to sign up and register now. And you can register only one time. You can set up any device that you're setting up for as far as what are you going to play on, and you can change that later on. Now, it's going to be on August 5th, I believe, is the date for this closed beta. And on this closed beta, okay, you're going to be playing on 10 maps. So you got 10 maps. You got 7 of the maps are going to be arena maps, and then you got 3 maps that are going to be linear. You're going to have 3 modes for the arena, the 3 modes that you can mess around with under any of the 7 arena maps I just said before is domination, ringleader, and upload. And for the 3 linear maps that I mentioned before, you got 2 modes. You got escort and you have zone control. So they're going to give you an opportunity, all of us, to really play this game and just see what the flow and everything is. Now, the arenas that you're playing in, the areas that you're playing in, the maps are classic maps from the Ubisoft universe. That's why when they made the teaser originally, they were saying the Ubisoft universe, this is what we got for you. And so they also said they're going to add in more maps moving forward. They're just, again, you have all these games, new and old, to kind of mess around with. So it's something that we do expect, and the level of detail and just the flow of the battle in these maps going to be interesting. So we're going to get a chance. Some of us are going to get a chance to mess around with this. Now, you're probably saying, hey, look, what if I get, what if they call me? What if they say, hey, listen, I got buds I want to play with. I want friends. I want to play with other people. Okay, I got picked to do the closed beta. Well, if you did get picked, you go through the process. they will allow you to send invites to 5 of your friends. So keep that in mind. Now, let's say you don't get in on this closed beta. It happens. It's life, right? They're going to do more tests down the line. And again, they really want to get a lot of feedback. They want to show that they have variable or various skills and maps, modes, and things of that nature. Now, they're trying to, again, focus is gunplay. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to say, hey, listen, we want it where you can just jump in and play this game. But we also want a certain skill level where it's like, it's like they're saying esport or competitive gaming, but they're not using the words, but that's what they're looking for. You're looking at a game that's going to have a lot of fast kills. The time to kill is going to be pretty fast in this game. Now, but before we get out of here, the factions, right? There's 4 factions that will start this thing off. And the 4 factions you have the Wolves, which is the tank. It's going to be shield base, and they're going to have the most HP out of any other of the factions, and they're inspired from Ghost Recon. Then you're going to have the Cleaners. The Cleaners come from the world of the Division. They're going to have high DPS. They're your assault, go get the kills, you're leading by example. And then you have the Outcast. The Outcast is going to be, again, from the Division series, and they're your healing team. Now, I felt a little slighted on that because they gave a little bit more information for every other faction, right? But all they said for the Outcast was healing. Like healers and medics, we just never get any love in a video game. And if I'm taking it personal, it's because if you've been with me from day one, you know how I feel about any support or healing squads. That's just, I'm fine with playing the background and letting you guys who pew all day take the lead. You know, I just want the team to win. Now, the next one is going to be the Echelon, which is from the Splinter Cell universe, right? And that's the support team. So wink, wink, I'm looking at them too. And their style or their specialty and their talents would have to do with information, whether or not they're able to get information from the other team, hide your team's information, and things of that nature. So it's going to be interesting to see that. Now, I remember in a previous video when I was showing some of the skills, it would make sense with the goggles, you know, the 3-2 goggles, you know, the classic Tom Clancy Splinter Cell green, you know what I'm talking about. Now, that one, I guess the ability on that is you can, like, everything's green and you can see where everyone is. That's going to be interesting. No hack. Trying to think, is there anything else? For the most part, yeah, that's it. They're going to add in more factions later on from the universe of Ubisoft. The interesting thing that they did say is they said Ubisoft, and they also kind of made a word, I can't remember exactly, but they made a phrase that said they would pull from other things in the universe. So I believe when you look at the art and the graphics, you see Far Cry in the background, you see Watch Dogs in the background. It's going to be interesting. So I think they're going to pull from that too later on. And for the Defiants are in said faction. So I give you an example, right? So let's say I pick, I don't know, the Outcast. And if I pick the Outcast, I'm going to have Defiants in the faction that is the Outcast, and I can customize that Defiant, and that Defiant has its own thing, their own look and things of that nature. And they're going to add not only to the maps like we talked about earlier, but they're also going to add to the Defiants. So you're going to get more factions and more Defiants as we get, you know, into the game. Now, they did clearly say that this game is supposed to be long term. They mean multiple years. It's not something that's supposed to be short. And I did enjoy hearing that rather than hearing something like, man, this is going to be 1 year, an experiment, and it's gone and nobody will talk about it. Like Hyperscape, right? Am I saying it right? I mean, I don't even know, because I don't even know if anybody plays that anymore. Hyperscape, right? Something like that. Now, there's no storylines in this game, no story mode, no conversation of that. Now, not to say that this game will have a story mode or anything like that. It's not really traditional in an arena, you know, first person shooter, esport driven skill pew game. But you do have games like Fortnite and Apex Legends, and let me know in the comments if there's any other games where they kind of do give you background or story on the characters, especially as they add new stuff to the battle pass or your seasonal pass, or when they introduce a new character, you'll get like a video or something. Fortnite normally trends, even though it might not be your game, you'll know what they added to the season because they've built that system when it came to it. Apex does the same thing. So no conversation on that now. The other thing that they were talking about in there was the style of the Tom Clancy, the name Tom Clancy, and a lot of times the font they use means something serious. So that's why on this one you see like the rebel graffiti, you know, kind of torn magazine type of thing, the scribble on, you know, certain things that should be taken serious, and they wanted to be fun. That's why the XD looks like the emo. It looks like something you would send somebody in a text, or your kids would text you when you ask them what they want for dinner, and that's what they just I'm just saying it happens. Anyways, again, they want to set this up where the focus point is on gunplay. Every time they talked about a certain area of the design mechanism of the game, they went in with the idea of how the guns would look, sound, and how the time to kill will be fast. Again, they said this game will have a room for jumping in for the first time, or be the best in the whole world and dance on people's graves. The other thing, I'm trying to think, am I missing anything? Yeah, like I said, years to come. The thing that I like was the communication. They said open, transparent communication. They won't have a mode or a feature or anything like that in the game without talking to us about it. Now, again, this is just a reveal. I honestly believe free to play. Why do I say it that way every time? Maybe I've been burned. I don't know. I just feel like we're gonna get more information, right? And let me know in the comments, how would you feel if there's microtransactions in the game, and to what level are you fine with microtransactions in the game? Somebody's got to pay the bill if it's free to play. So I'm just saying, until next time, Kalika Lika Lao.